Hello and welcome to Ups and Bros, and this week on Craft Beer 101...
I'm angry. I'm a sour old man. Old man Max is not happy. Get it? That's the whole shtick, 'cause it's sour.
You're quite sour on this one. So this week, Kettle Sours, and we'll ditch the... let's do a sour face.
For an open window on the craft beer world, Max and Chris from Ups and Welcome to Ups and Bros! Yeah.
So as you probably figured out, we've done sours in the past.
Oof. Well, yes,
we've done sours in general, so it was mostly I guess, 101 on the education of sour beer in general.
Exactly.
And this one is more, I guess, pinpointed towards kettle sours.
Which is a different brewing technique to create sours.
'Cause
That's been quite popular lately.
Because as you know, there's a bunch of different ways to get your beer to sour. And kettle sour, I guess, is one of the most popular ones recently, and also back in the day, it's kind of... anyways, we'll talk about the history a bit behind it. So as you know, as you've seen in the other video, you might not, but you can either find a link down there or find a link on our YouTube. It's pretty evident. It's a pretty great episode as always. So
I think it's
worth it.
One of the good ones.
It's one of the good ones for sure. All of them are very good, but this one in particular
probably top
is
100.
even better. Oh yeah,
top
definitely.
100
Dude, like top 10, man. It's awesome.
Is it top 10 in our most viewed videos?
Probably not. No.
Probably
I don't
not,
think so. Our top one is still Gosa's, which is a kettle sour, so...
I guess jokes on you, I don't know.
It's not Joe, but anyways, so... so as we said in the other video, basically before the invention of refrigeration and the discovery of the microscope, all beers were a little sour. And even before the microscope, no one really knew why. It was just beer was sour, because that's how the yeast would function. And they didn't know that you could specifically select one type of yeast and kind of eliminate the sour one, or the one that would create sourness in your beer. Now, after Louis Pasteur invented the microscope, you were able to pinpoint and select what you wanted.
Such a smart guy. This Louis guy, Pasteur.
Dude, Louis Pasteur, he's awesome. He brought us the Flanders Red, the Rodenbach Vintage and Grand Cru, which, to this day, my favorite beer, the Vintage. Ever. It really is. If you want to give me a huge gift, Rodenbach is the way to go. It's really, I love those beers. Anyways.
Should we open a Rodenbach Grand Cru to celebrate something?
Well, we did, but I mean, we did off camera, so you guys didn't see. So we might open a second one to celebrate that we will talk about in a later video. So stay posted, keep on watching, and there's going to be a big announcement for the channel in the next couple of weeks.
Of course. Does this cover all the story behind Kettle Sour?
No, I kind of had a rant, but now you kind of got me to forget my rant.
Let's jump back to the rant. So this is the rant segment of the show. Do we have a tune for that?
No, we do not. No? But anyway, so after
you need
I'm sour because
your sour man hat.
You broke my rants. I'm all sour and shit.
Sorry,
Dad.
With
the microscope, we're able to select different kind of strain of yeasts. And as we talked in the other video, there's lactobacillus and bretylosulfide and two others that I forget because mostly people don't use them. The most popular one for kettle sour is the lactobacillus.
Ooh.
Now, one way to get your beer sour back in the day before we were able to really go deep and down in the microbiology was to purposely infect your wheat grain and add it to the mash. And then you'd get the same result as a kettle sour, which you get it a little sooner in the process. Now, you can just basically have a brick of lactobacillus, dump it in, and you're good. Well, it's liquid, actually. The ones I saw was liquid.
Usually,
but I assume you can get it dry as well.
You can get every yeast dry, but they do act properly, like better in beer once they get stimulated in liquid form.
Okay.
I think it's how it works.
I feel like it is because if you go to... Anyways, so I feel like that would be logical.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure if you go to the homebrew shop and buy like a small
it's usually dry.
It's probably dry and you need to activate it like in a bowl before putting it in there.
Oh, okay. So you gotta. Okay, cool. There's a little process there.
Kind of.
Awesome.
Correct us if we're wrong on this thing.
Yeah, because I mean, it's craft beer 101, so we should know everything, but we don't because it's Hops and Bros. So you know the drill.
Actually, just a little segue. Yeah. I did a beer presentation last night and I had the opportunity to point out all my skills I learned in Craft Beer 101, and
Nice.
I actually did pretty
That's awesome.
good.
Cheers,
yeah.
man.
So
Cheers
cheers
on
to
that.
those Craft Beer 101s because they do help us and help you guys learn more about beer. Then, is that
I've
all?
gotten one little thing, but I think it kind of
ahead.
goes on your part, but let's still
Go
say it
ahead.
right now.
Yeah. My part is quite big, so I know it's not
well,
that big.
Yeah. A couple of breweries, what they've started doing is actually adding yogurt, because yogurt has lactobacillus, or it has lacto in it,
Yeah.
which translates to lactobacillus or whatever. It sours your beer. It takes just a little longer than expected, but it's also
Exactly.
it's a neat little way to
I heard it's
special,
quite cool.
so something different.
The Greek yogurt is a really good lactobacillus to put in your beer because it's a good bacteria in there. There's some probiotics in there.
Yeah.
So like lots of good healthy bacteria to put in your beer, which is super funny.
It's really awesome, and as always, it's the kind of shtick, the kind of thing that is nice to have your marketing around as well.
Yeah.
You know, on the bottle, it should be clearly indicated that the lactobacillus you used, or the way to sour your beer that you used, was to add Greek yogurt or whatever. And then you build a little story around it, how one of the employees, like Terry loves yogurt, and he really wanted a beer with yogurt. You know, it's just it's little ways like that. You know,
It's Terry's story.
And Teddy really liked Pilsners, I think. 9-9. Anyways, if you remember,
yeah.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh yeah, Teddy really likes Pilsner.
Pilsners, yeah. So he's a big Pilsner guy, and then Terry likes yogurt.
Yeah. They're really
Very close.
traditional pills. Yeah, we should do an episode on that.
On Pilsners?
We should get Teddy to talk about Pilsners on the show.
Okay, how the hell are we gonna get that guy on?
So you guys, if you're watching, go spam him with this link on his Twitter.
yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, if you can do that.
Let's put the handle right here. So Max, you'll be able to put the handle in text right here.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop. And go spam him on Twitter so you can join us on the show to talk about Pilsners.
Yes, sir.
Why not? You're in.
So let's talk about your part now, the science behind
Exactly.
it, because I've got no idea. I read a little bit, but not much.
It's not super
dazzling.
like nuclear science or something like that. We already talked about it. It's a way to infect your beer to create sourness. But what happens is that sourness in general comes back in history from Belgium. Those breweries, they take a
a
long...
lot of sour people over there, right?
A lot of sour Belgian, old Belgians. Cheering against punks
Beer's
and all that
supposed to be like this.
So, most of the breweries out there, lambics.
Yeah.
But they are really keen to the location, where they are, the microflora. So they rely on the bacteria around to infect the beer. This takes a lot of time, and they've been doing this for a while. So like the risk of
That's where you see your
fucking
open
up the beer.
vats.
Exactly.
And you have to move the head
to make sure it doesn't get infected and all that stuff.
Okay.
Moving this here to America or Canada, all that way, it's hard to have something consistent and without risking to infect your whole brewery with the sourness. So,
Which has happened in the past. Some breweries had to move physically from one location to another because they couldn't fix the problem because they infected a brewery. And it's especially big in breweries that use a lot of wood in production.
Yeah.
Anyways, please continue.
So most of this classic sour style takes over a year to produce. But Kettle Sour is a smart, cheap, inexpensive solution and a fast solution to create a sour beer without having the whole troubles around it. Because if you have a good cleaning process in your brewery, you'll mostly get rid of all those bacteria. Just gotta be careful.
Yeah, you just got to
Wood
make
and all
sure
that
that you're on point with cleaning and all that because it is a danger.
Exactly. So the process consists of two different ways. So you can start with sour mashing. So sour mashing consists as your cereals still have a little bit of lactobacillus in them. So if you let them sit steep in water overnight, then start your brewing process after, you'll be able to bring down the pH level of your beer. So when we're talking about pH level, what we want in the Kettle Sour is around 3.4 pH to 4 pH. But Chris, where does pH stand? What's the relationship between the pH levels?
Isn't that what I have in my pool?
So your black coffee sits at 5 on the pH level scale, and lemon stands at 2. So between the acidity of the lemon and the acidity of black coffee.
So
this is where
the less your pH is, the more you're going to find the sourness.
Exactly.
So is it the higher, the more tartness you get?
It gets a little bit more basic. I
Oh,
have
okay,
the
okay.
right-
So yeah, from acid to basic. Okay, I see.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
from acid to basic. So let's
I had
say
this teacher in biology class, and he would always say, because it cancels out, right? Base will cancel out acidity. So his pop question was, all right, so you spill some acid on you at this level. Should you use base to try to neutralize it? Which, should we tell the answer? I'll tell the answer anyways. Pause right now if you want to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're back with us now, you should not do that. Just wash it with water because you're not going to get the base on the exact same surface area that you get your acid, so you're just going to burn yourself more.
Or with base.
Exactly.
Because base can burn you
Exactly.
too. Because
Exactly.
bleach is a base.
And let us know in the comments below if it's acid and water or water and acid. Please continue.
So bringing down the pH level on the mash, then bring the whole process that way is one way to do your kettle sour. But the other way is using lacto, like Max said. After mashing, boiling, then you cool off the beer. Keep it at, I have the right temperature right here, 108 to 115 degrees. That's where the lactobacillus, Fahrenheit, yeah. That's where they perform the better. And then you let it sit for 48 hours. So what you need to do is keep, like Matt said, they're doing...
Oh, yeah. So you have to do the same thing in...
You can do
Open
CO2
top
blanket.
okay, CO2 blanket, yeah.
So you keep a 2 psi CO2 blanket over your beer so it doesn't get infected with oxygen at the same time. So this is the other way to do a kettle sour, which is a bit more safer at the same time, and also keeps you in the role of doing kettle sour. So once you hit that nice sweet spot of the pH level, boil off all the bacteria so it doesn't get infected right away, then ferment the beer. So this style really, really driven with fruits, because just a classic straight kettle sour misses a little bit of that thing. So that's why it's mostly used for Berliner Weiss and also Gozas, because it's producing a small light beer, because having more malts will create a lot of off flavors too. So it's something that you gotta be careful. Yes, it's easy and cheap, and it's also popular, but stay careful, and also you're playing with bacteria. Stay safe. Just have the right cleaning equipment. I think it's what we need to say about it. Yeah.
Just stay safe. Stay safe.
So the whole roundup about kettle sour is that you need to wear a condom.
For some reason, every time someone says stay safe, for me, immediately I go, wear a condom.
Don't get an STD, yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know why. It's just, I guess, I don't know. Anyways, please.
It's lactobacillus is like STDs for...
Well, see, for
beer?
me,
Is lactobacillus STDs for beer?
No, let's not go there.
No?
I was explaining to a customer, just someone who was curious about beer the other day, how, your sour has a lot of bacteria and all that. And they were kind of grossed out by it, which I thought was kind of weird, because I'm like, well, I mean, the beer you're drinking right now has bacteria. Most of what you drink or eat on a regular basis has bacteria on it. It's just a different kind of bacteria that makes it sour. So I thought it was really interesting of her or him to mention that, yeah.
So this is how kettle sour works. Keep it in your regular drinking schedule, because mixing bacteria in your body is still really good.
It's good for your stomach flora.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So keep a good stomach flora. Drink more kettle sours.
I went down a rabbit hole on stomach flora the other day. Anyways, I won't get into it. But let us know in the comments below if you want us to make an episode on stomach flora and how it affects beer. Please don't, because it's going to be a lot of research. But, I mean, if you really want to see it, we'll do it.
Oh, no, well, yeah.
I'm really banking on them not watching all the, up to this. So we should probably end it now. Anyways, cheers.
So, cheers, Max. Leave a like on the video. Thanks a lot for the nice drive of subscribers lately. We're super pumped of what's coming.
Super close to 700. It's almost there.
Almost.
It's gonna be awesome. And if you guys want to buy us a beer, but you don't want to send it, or not sure how to support the show, a great way is Patreon. So go on there, subscribe. $5 a month, and you can buy us a beer, basically. And you get to choose which beer you want us to try to find, or what you want us to do with the Discord channel. Or just leaving a comment below here on Facebook. Alex has been one of our best guys to
just suggest,
hint us towards what he wants us to talk about. And we love it, because oftentimes, the next week's episode, we hadn't thought of, but as soon as I heard it, I was like, oh, that's awesome.
I think it's probably going to be before this one. Yeah, so...
Okay, so one before. Anyway, so one of the ones... I can probably... The one on non-alcoholic beers.
It's Alex.
Yeah, it's all Alex, and I thought it was a great idea because I had no idea how it's done. Anyway, so
No idea at all. So
thank you. Cheers.
and we see you in the next video. If you made it that long, we don't have any surprise. Sorry. But you're good. High five. Free high five. Yeah, free high five.